What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and if you follow the channel, you know I don't usually talk politics. However, if you've watched any news at all, you know that Russia has invaded Ukraine. Putin has also made massive threats towards not only Ukraine, but America and the world as a whole. I truly believe that the decisions he and Russia have made and will continue to make are going to have huge implications on the world market, on supply chain, on literally everything as we know it. And I'm going to talk about all of these things in this video and some of the ramifications that I believe they will have. Before I do that, I wanted all of you to see this little clip because for me, this clip was absolutely terrifying, and it's the reason that I decided to make a video today, share this clip with you, and talk about what I think it means.
Теперь несколько важных, очень важных слов для тех, у кого может возникнуть соблазн со стороны вмешаться в происходящее событие. Кто бы ни пытался помешать нам, а тем более создать угрозы для нашей страны, для нашего народа, должны знать, что ответ России будет незамедлительным и приведет вас к таким последствиям, с которыми вы в своей истории еще никогда не сталкивались. Мы готовы к любому развитию событий. Все необходимые в этой связи решения приняты. Что касается военной сферы, то современная Россия даже после развала СССР и утраты значительной части его потенциала является сегодня одной из самых мощных ядерных держав мира. И более того, обладает определенными преимуществами в ряде новейших видов вооружений. В этой связи ни у кого не должно быть сомнений в том, что прямое нападение на нашу страну приведет к разгрому и ужасным последствиям для любого потенциального агрессора.
Now, when I watch this clip, the reason that I find it so scary is, I don't know, this is a massive threat on anyone that tries to intervene in this. And I don't think that this is a threat that someone makes if Ukraine is the only place they plan on going after. Now, I'm not going to claim to be a professional in this, but this is a threat of, hey, we're going to do whatever the hell we want and everybody else better stay out of it or else. Now, there are so many things that this means. First of all, we really don't know where this is going to stop. You know, maybe it stops with Ukraine, maybe it doesn't. And if it goes past Ukraine, that could mean a myriad of things for not only us being thrown into literally a world war in America, but everyone being thrown into that. And again, I'm not someone that wants to be a doomsdayer, but this is really scary. It's crazy, wild, scary stuff. On top of that, I'm not going to go through the list, but Ukraine has a myriad of natural resources. And this is the first time to my knowledge, or at least at this level, that a country has gone to take another country purely for power, for resources, for, you know, all the reasons that Russia is going to do this. This truly is a power play of someone that it feels like they're playing the game Risk and trying to take over. Now, this could be perceived as a major overstatement, and it might be a major overstatement, but with the threats that have been made and the things that have been said by Putin, I would be lying if I said that I wasn't scared about what this means and what could happen in the future. First of all, I want to say that my heart goes out to the people of Ukraine. And I also want to add that this will have implications on everyone in the world, on every market, on every situation. And that's even if this whole interaction ends up being not nearly as bad as we think it will be or it could be. It's going to have implications on literally everyone, and right now, especially Ukraine. I think a major thing to understand is even though we might be at a distance from this situation, everyone will be affected by it. And at this point, we have no idea to what degree that will be. Now, right now, it appears that NATO and a lot of Western allies are very much on one page when it comes to sanctions for Russia. And a lot of these different sanctions that have been imposed will definitely have an impact on Russia. I mean, that's the goal of them, is to make Russia feel it from NATO and others that, hey, like the actions we've taken, they're going to have implications. And this is sad for a myriad of reasons. One, because there are lots of Russians and Ukrainians that are tied up in this that don't deserve that and will have to deal with those implications. And the purpose of sanctions is to hurt Russia, but anytime you implement sanctions, that again hurts everyone. I think that it's very easy for us to forget that we are all on the same planet and we all kind of rely on each other, even though we have issues. And by imposing sanctions, that's going to affect America, that's going to affect everywhere. And the way that Putin and Russia retaliate will also affect us. And it's going to be interesting and terrifying to see how these sanctions escalate and the implications everywhere that come. A lot of these sanctions will take time, but if you look at the Russian market, you look at our market, you look at all of the markets, even right now, they've drastically been affected. And I don't think we've even touched what is going to come because of all of these things that are happening. Now, I want to be very clear in saying that I have no idea what's going to happen next. I have no idea how big and how bad this is going to be. But to assume that it's not going to affect you, that it's not going to affect your business, that it's not going to affect your market, your situation, it's foolish. We're going to run into a lot of other issues. And when you compound these with a lot of the issues we've already had with COVID, it's terrifying because we've seen a lot of the negative effects that have come. I have no idea what this is going to do to inflation. I have no idea what it's going to do to interest rates. I have no idea what it's going to do to supply and demand. I think in a myriad of different ways, this is going to have a very large impact on us here in America and everyone nationwide. And I don't want to sound like I don't feel absolutely horrible for the people in Ukraine, for the people in Russia, for the people that are going to be immediately and terribly affected by this situation. But I also have to be a realist that, yes, that is terrible and I feel so bad for them, but we would be foolish to not also understand that this is going to have major implications on everyone. And how major, we really have no idea. Even if things just stop with Ukraine, Ukraine has become a very integral part of not only the European economy, but the world economy. What is happening is going to have an impact. And so what I would tell you, make sure that you are in a place where you have reserves, make sure that you've done everything you can to prepare for the worst case scenario. And again, I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer by any means, but I do think if you haven't looked into this and haven't started to consider how this will impact your business, your life, your situation, you definitely should, because this will have an impact. That was all that I wanted to make this video for, because I think a lot of people don't stay in the news. And sometimes I've even advised people to stay out of the news because it can really mess with your psyche. It can slow you down. It can affect the way that you do business and your positivity and your mindset and all of those things. However, this is a piece of news that is very important, and it is something that you have to consider. It's something that I think you should research. It's something that I think you should understand and prepare accordingly. I hope I don't get too much flack because I do sound very negative and I do sound a little bit like a doomsdayer. I'll be honest, I am scared by this situation. I'm nervous, I'm worried, I'm sad, and I really hope that our government leaders and Russia's government leaders, Ukraine's government, everyone's government leaders will fall in a place where we can find some resolution and a solution to this that isn't in the direction that I'm worried this will go. Because if it goes that direction, it's going to be horrible for everyone. So that's all I've got for you in this video. Give me some feedback on if you would like me to continue to share my opinions on this situation and give updates as I see them. Or if you want me to just stay in my lane in real estate. The reality is I will take them into consideration, but stuff like this I'm always going to put on the channel because it's big news, it's important, and it will have an impact on you, on your real estate investing, on your business, on everything. So thank you guys, and best of luck with everything going on.